we've just had confirmation from Donald Trump in the last 20 minutes of this peace plan that's been agreed to. Not all 20 points, I would say, but the significant points. And that is that Hamas return the hostages, the living ones and the bodies that they still have. But as we heard there from Nick Robinson, perhaps there is a little bit more leeway given from Israel to return the bodies of those hostages because Hamas simply don't know where some of them are. On the Israeli side, this is Israel moving back behind agreed lines. Let's go live to our senior political reporter now, Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, of course, the world was waiting for this. This is certainly a very big step. It is a fragile peace plan at best. And of course, things can still go wrong. Any reaction out of our government yet?
Yeah, not at this stage, Laura. No reaction from the Australian government, but I'm sure they're monitoring these things incredibly closely. Everyone will be hoping that this is a significant breakthrough and one, crucially, that can last. We've seen that ceasefire at the start of the year, which fell through in the end, and then an even more fierce war happened in Gaza. I wanted to bring you, though, some of the reaction I've seen just in from Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He has released just a one-line statement referring to the Israeli hostages in Gaza. He says, quote, "With God's help, we will bring them all home." The hostage issue has been such a significant one, Laura, in terms of domestic pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu's government. We see those continual protests on the ground outside his residence in the capital, Tel Aviv, from the families of hostages who want to see a deal, a ceasefire done so that their loved ones can finally return home. I've also seen reaction just coming in from Qatar's Prime Minister. Qatar has been critical in terms of trying to broker the negotiation between Hamas and Israel. The Qatari Prime Minister saying that the mediators announced that an agreement has been reached tonight on all the terms and mechanisms for agreeing the first phase of this Gaza ceasefire agreement. So, as you say, it's all the first steps, Laura. Such a delicate process from here to see how this plays out. Donald Trump, as for the White House, they're saying that there is the potential that Donald Trump will head to the region in the coming days to talk about these negotiations.
Yes, that is what we are hearing out of the White House. Trudy, thanks so much for that. I want to just hold there for a moment as well, because things are happening quite quickly, even though it is late in Egypt and it is getting late in Washington, D.C. as well, because we have breaking news. Some reporting that not only will Hamas release all living hostages, it will happen this Saturday. I want to bring Trudy McIntosh back just quickly so we can discuss this. Trudy, I mean, the timing of these things, not only in the agreement, but then the mechanics of it are really important to nail that down. This is something that people have been, well, of course, the whole world has been pushing for a ceasefire agreement. That was signed. It has been agreed to. More news just coming through here that the ceasefire agreement will be signed in Cairo on Thursday at 12 p.m. local time. I don't know how long away that is, but essentially the official signing is yet to happen, but the agreement. But so quickly hearing details of when hostages will be released, that's got to be a good sign, right?
Yeah, it has to be a good sign. This is what a lot of people have been hoping for, that finally people who've been held in captivity and pretty horrific conditions, as we've seen some of those videos, in tunnels underneath Gaza, will finally be able to return to their loved ones. But as you say, there is going to be this issue of missing bodies, if that's the case of Hamas saying that they can't find some of the hostages that have died in Gaza. I think if you take a step back, the big breakthrough appears to have been Donald Trump able to convince Benjamin Netanyahu in that White House meeting that the pair had to agree to these terms. That Donald Trump for a long time has been frustrated, it seems, at least behind the scenes. He's been sometimes more reluctant to say it publicly and criticising Benjamin Netanyahu. But that seems to be the breakthrough moment, Laura, where he managed to even get Benjamin Netanyahu on the phone to the Qataris to apologise over that strike we saw targeting Hamas officials in that country. That triggered backlash, don't forget, within Benjamin Netanyahu's own governing coalition. Members of the more far right within his governing coalition were not happy that Benjamin Netanyahu was forced to apologise in that phone call that Donald Trump had brokered. I think when we look back at this, if this is successful, that face-to-face meeting between Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump at the White House was instrumental in securing these further details in this 20-point peace plan. As you say, though, until you see the exchange of hostages and the end of hostilities, it still can't be locked in, can it?